people? It's your boy Kalechi back with another episode of the Ramblin' Mind Podcast. How are each and every single one of y'all doing today? I hope y'all are doing all right. I hope y'all are staying safe. I hope y'all are taking care of yourselves. I hope y'all are doing everything you know you ought to do during these times. But anyway, in this episode, I just saw this headline and it just reminded me of something that I love to say a lot. It doesn't matter how much money you have in your pocket. If you still worry about money, you're not wealthy. A lot of us think that if I just made more money, if I could just make $1 more or $2 more or $3 more, I won't have to worry about anything anymore. I'll be freaking happy. I would be the happiest person in the world. If I just made $100,000 a year, if I just made $150,000 a year, if I just made $300,000 a year, if I just did that, if my net worth just crossed $1 million, I will be set. I'll be good. I'll be the happiest person alive. We keep thinking that, but it's as Biggie said, more money, more problems. A lot of us just think that if we make more money, if we just had a little bit more money in my pocket, if I just, if I could just cover more things, if I just had this, if I just had that, it's like, but money doesn't mean that you're wealthy. And as I was thinking through that, I saw this article headline and it just hit the nail on the head. The article headline reads, I'm 49, my wife is 34, we have 4 kids and $2.3 million saved. I earn $300,000 a year, but lose a lot of sleep worrying about tomorrow. When can I retire? Let me rewind that and say it again. I'm 49, my wife is 34, we have 4 kids and $2.3 million saved. I earn $300,000 a year, but lose a lot of sleep worrying about tomorrow. When can I retire? For a lot of us, this is the dream. This is literally what we're aiming for. We're like, yup. I just want to get over that 1 million network mark. I just want to be making 100,000 plus a year every single year. If I could just make $100,000 to $200,000 a year, I'll be set. We always just think if I just made more, if I just made more money, if I just had more money, if I could just get that thing, if I could just buy that one thing, I would be so much happier. My life would be set. Everything will be okay. And here's a guy. This is actually a letter that was written to Market Watch, and the guy was asking for advice. Here's a guy who has done that, and he's saying, I still worry a lot. I still freak out all the time trying to determine when can I retire. Here's one other thing that the headline doesn't even say. He said, I have had a good career in technology and make about $300,000 a year. We maxed out all retirement vehicles. We have zero debt aside from our primary resident. We also have approximately 8 rental income properties that net us about $6,000 per month after all mortgages and expenses. This is cash flow. This ain't him this is after he's paid everything. He's making $6,000 extra. Literally the dream that everybody wants of passive income. He's living it, but he is still worried about tomorrow. Even another little snippet from the write-up. He says, we have 2 young children under the age of 2 and twin girls age 11 from my prior marriage. College for the twins is fully funded in a 529 plan. I save monthly in a 529 plan for my other 2 children. Not only has he set himself up, but he's also set up his children. But he is still worried about money issues. He is still worried about, am I going to have enough to be able to retire? Another part of the thing that he said, I want to retire and have my wife retire likely in Colorado when I am 58, if I am not forced to retire sooner. I obsess on retirement calculators and try to see if I can achieve this. But one tells me we will be okay, while another says I am going to be short and run out of money in 20 years. Let me keep going. He says, I want to retire because I am going to be an older father and love my wife and children very much. So if I can maximize my time with them not working, but not sacrificing too badly on expenditures, I would like to do so. I just cannot figure out a plan. I am not opposed to working retirement, either consulting or maybe an hourly wage job, but neither of these options are guaranteed. Even as somebody who seems like from the outside looking in, you would see his family and you would be like, man, that guy got everything figured out. That guy got everything figured out. He's got his whole life figured out. He's got his children set up. He's got his wife set up. He's got his retirement set up. Everything looks good. But mentally, my guy is freaking out. My guy is freaking out. And this is what I want to bring everybody to. There's a difference between being rich and being wealthy. A very distinct difference between being rich. Being rich is a number. Being rich is a number. It's like, I make this much money. I keep making more money. It's material possessions. That's being rich. You have more and more material possessions. Like, you can just make more and more money. Like, that's being rich. Being wealthy, this is what everybody wants to aspire towards. Being wealthy, it's not about the money you have. It's not about making more and more and more. It's not about trying to figure out how can I make sure that I maximize this thing. No. Being wealthy comes down to you being content. Comes down to you being okay with where you are today. I saw a quote somewhere. Somebody said that no matter how much money you make, if you still worry about money, you will never be wealthy. If you still worry about money, you will never be wealthy. Because there will always be something to worry about. There will always be something to worry about. In his thing, he's talking about like, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to cover health insurance costs. Are we going to run out of money? Is inflation going to eat away at my dollars? Are we going to go see another recessionary period? Is my stocks okay? Is this fine? Will I be fine here? There's always going to be something to worry about. But when you're content, and contentment doesn't come down to like how much money I have in a bank. Contentment comes down to what is it that you find important to you? He said in the thing like he loves his wife and he loves his children. And he wants to spend time with them. The problem is from outside looking in, because I don't know what's actually going on in his family life. But from the outside looking in, I feel like he's spending more time worrying about retiring and not enough time just enjoying the moment he has right now with his 2 young daughters and 2 young twins as well. His 2 young, all his kids, his 2-year-olds and his 11-year-olds. So I just wanted to use this article as a way to just bring everybody back in perspective of just because you make more money, that does not mean that you're going to become wealthy. Just because you're making more money does not mean that you're all of a sudden going to become wealthy. Because wealth comes down to contentment. And contentment comes down to mentality. It's not about how much money you have in a bank, but it's about your mindset of where you are. Some of the wealthiest people on earth are not necessarily the richest people on earth. The wealthiest people on earth are those who are content with where they are and have people who love them. And they appreciate those people who love them because you get more out of relationships than you can ever get out of material possessions. So guys, do not chase after being rich. Do not chase after trying to look rich, or do not chase after just material possessions, because that will never fill you up. It just won't. Chase after wealth. Be content with what you have. It doesn't mean that you don't chase and aspire for more, but it means that when you have gratitude, when you're gracious and you're able to be content in where you are right now, it doesn't matter what life brings at you, because you realize what the most important things are to you. But anyway, that's all I got for y'all. I hope y'all learned 1, maybe 2 things out of this entire thing. I just wanted to share this. It just got me thinking, and I was like, I gotta put this down on a podcast episode and share it with everybody. But I'm gonna catch y'all up on the next one. Remember, generosity is always greater than greed. Man, these summer months are gonna be tough. I'm sweating right now. But I'll catch y'all up on the next one. Remember, I already said that. Generosity is always greater than greed. Peace.